We're going to start with Mike Singer.
Hey, Michael, they got it to within 1 point and multiple and one possession multiple times in the fourth quarter. What does it say about your team that you guys were able to withstand their run and actually never trail the entire game?
Yeah, I think that's back-to-back games, Mike, where we've led wire to wire, which is really impressive when you consider who we played. You know, Philadelphia being a very good team, as are the LA Clippers. So when you can have your best player, Nikola, not play his best game, but other guys step up. I thought Aaron Gordon was terrific tonight on both ends. I think the Philly game are examples of why we went out and got him to guard the likes of Kawhi Leonard, Ben Simmons, and I thought he did an outstanding job. Michael Porter, 20 points, Will Barton, 19, Jamal, 23. And to your point, you know, it becomes a really interesting game in that fourth quarter. They cut it. Flacco made a huge three, which was great to see. And Jamal Murray down the stretch, I thought, hit some really clutch baskets for us. And then the defense, I mean, that is one of the best offensive teams in the league. To hold them to 94 points, that is their third lowest scoring output of the season. And the number one three-point shooting team in the league only goes for 29%. So it wasn't pretty. Felt like a playoff game, to be honest with you. Kind of grind it out. And, you know, we need to find ways to win these types of games. And tonight we were able to do so.
Matt Moore.
You mentioned the defense, you know, you said outstanding defense on Kawhi, which is evident, but Michael Porter Jr. had several plays as well, and hasn't had as many of the mistakes that plagued him early in the season. Is there something about the new configuration with Aaron that's helping him, or has it just been Michael's effort and concentration in not making the kind of mistakes that he did earlier this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think Aaron Gordon being on the floor helps our collective unit because he's that good of a defender. But I have to give Michael a ton of credit because even before Aaron Gordon got here, you know, Michael has shown tremendous growth on that end of the floor. You know, the games that stick out to me are Charlotte against a guy like Gordon Hayward, in New Orleans against a guy like Brandon Ingram. And as you mentioned, Matt, I thought even late, he had a possession in front of our bench where Kawhi really tried to go at him, like a 6-7 dribble isolation, and Michael was able to stay with him. No one here is saying that Michael Porter is a Kawhi stopper. He's a great player, but he's grown up. Michael cares. And if you care about that end of the floor, you're going to grow. And I think Michael's been getting steady minutes, 35 plus every night. He's settling in, feeling comfortable and confident. And I just love and take a lot of pride in seeing him grow and care as much as he has.
Youngmi Suk.
Hey, Michael, you just talked about MPJ's growth as a defender and what he showed in those last few minutes. I'm wondering, though, in these last 3 minutes, did you guys kind of show a little glimpse of a preview of what you guys can be? Because even when Jokic doesn't have a big game, Gordon finds him inside for that layup on the mismatch on man. Murray's hitting those big shots. MPJ is kind of defending these guys. Do you think in those last 3 minutes, as they made a run at you guys showed a glimpse of what you guys can be and what you guys are building to be?
Yeah, and I think, to be honest with you, I think, you know, we're 3-0 since the trade went down. There's a kind of a renewed excitement about this team. You can feel it from the players in the locker room. We got off to another great start tonight. Obviously, you're not going to run away from the Clippers for 48 minutes. They're going to make a run. And 3 games in a row, I think you've seen glimpses of what we can be. Tonight, obviously, it was even more aware because who we're playing and the fact that this is like a playoff game. And so to see us execute down the stretch, to see us get timely stops and rebounds down the stretch, that's how you win close games. And tonight we're on the winning side of it, which is great.
Todd Romero.
Hey, Coach, you won't hear this until later, but at the late part of the broadcast, you talked about how Joker maybe had a little bit of an off game, but Reggie Miller right on cue said, this is when your MVP needs to step up. Joker hits that 3, then he comes back with a pass into Porter and scores. I mean, he may have not had his best game, but he seems to step up when it matters.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, everybody game plans for Nikola. And that's the thing. I mean, 14, 7, and 7. You know, a lot of guys would love to have that. We expect, 30, 20, and 15 from Nikola every night. So he didn't play poor, but he didn't play to the level that he's played at in these last 15 games or so. But I think your point is well taken, Todd. You can impact the game in so many ways. And late in the game, Nikola is going to make the right play, whether it's hitting that really important three from Will Barton, whether it's finding Michael Porter on a basket cut for a big basket at the rim, or him sealing a small because they were switching everything up the lane to create that pass and the one-hand finish from Aaron Gordon. So, we don't win this game without Nikola making those plays. But I also think it's important when you have other guys step up, like Aaron, Michael, Will, and Jamal did. Faku had a big three. Paul, PJ, and Jamichael, all the other guys as well. So we're a deep team. We're a talented team. And right now we're playing well. We have to go home and get ready for Orlando on Easter Sunday.
Esteban Abed.
Hi, Coach. Congrats for the win. What do you most value about tonight's victory?
What I value most, obviously, we're beating a team that's ahead of us. We only have 24 games to go in the season. Every game matters. And to go on the road, I think now we're 7-1 in our last 8 road games. To go on the road against a quality opponent and win the way we did, Esteban. Our defense is really taking hold. To hold that team to 94 points, as I mentioned earlier, is an incredible effort. And especially, as I mentioned pregame, can we defend the three-point line? And tonight, I thought our three-point defense was terrific against a team that leads the NBA in that category.
We got time for one more. We're going to end with Matt Moore.
I'm going to sneak 2 questions here on you about the bench, Coach. Starter's been dynamite. Bench has struggled the last 2 games. Is it more about getting Monte back? Are you thinking about maybe adding JaVale into the rotation? Is this just, working through the kinks of the regular season with a new rotation? What does the bench need, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think in 3 games now, obviously, inserting Aaron to the starting lineup, which puts Paul on the bench. I think they've had some really good moments. And then obviously in that fourth quarter, they had somewhat of a tough time. Just like everything, I think it takes some getting used to, new roles, new substitution patterns. Who am I playing with? And obviously Monte Morris, prior to getting hurt, we had won 5 straight games. So he was a really big part of what we were doing. And hopefully he can be back for that Orlando game. I think, the last I had heard, that's the plan. And hopefully that's the case because he's a terrific player. He's a floor general, and he makes everybody on the team better. But yeah, regarding JaVale, I haven't played him yet. I have to find an opportunity to do so. We traded for JaVale McGee for a reason, and I'm not going to continue just to keep him on the bench. As I told JaVale, I'm just trying to figure out how to play Paul, Jamichael, and JaVale off the bench. Playing 4 bigs is hard, and playing 5 bigs is almost impossible. But I need to get JaVale out there because I have to get him used to playing with our guys as well.
All right, that'll do it. Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it.